So this is my fight prediction for Abdullah Mason versus Lebron. It's gonna be a very good fight. This is one of the toughest guys that Abdullah Mason's been in the ring with so far. He's the guy that also been in the ring with Duke Reagan, one of the prospects that Top Rank has had recently. A high-profile prospect, but Duke Reagan, he's not as sharp as a guy like Abdullah Mason when it comes to the age he's at and just his skill level overall. I feel like he's ahead of the curve past a lot of guys. You can tell that he's had the fundamentals he's worked on for a long period of time. He sits on his punches like he's been in the boxing game 10 years as far as a pro. A lot of guys are not really looking at their fundamentals the way he does. And he's a southpaw as well. I feel like a lot of times he changes his head. He has great head movement. He changes his head a lot as far as he doesn't keep his head on the line, changes levels. He has great footwork. But the way he sits on punches, man, it's just he gets all the power that he can get just by using his legs. His lower body produces a lot of power in his punches. He has great hips. He turns his punches over when he throws them. And he does an excellent job with everything he has as far as his capabilities. Lebron is a very good fighter as well. He'll come forward. He throws a lot of hooks. Doesn't jab as much. He likes to rely on the inside. I think LeBron's his strength is probably fighting the inside, throwing hooks to the body, upstairs. He has a good left hook, right hook to the body. He's orthodox. So he does an excellent job walking down as far as going forward. He's a forward fighter. He doesn't fight off the back foot much. He's very aggressive, and that will play into the hands of Abdullah Mason. He can counter punch very well. He will go punch for punch if he needs to, but he's not going to take a lot of damage. By the time he takes a lot of damage, you're going to be basically knocked out. So LeBron has to basically look out for what Abdullah Mason is bringing to the table. He's a sharpshooter. He's not going to stand in the pocket. He'll move around, but he's not going to run from a fight. He'll go toe-to-toe if he needs to. But his lateral movement, everything else, he's going to show his complete arsenal. LeBron, he only has one movement, and that's going forward, and that's going to play into the hands of what Abdullah Mason wants to do. He's basically going to be teeing off early on. If LeBron wants to start off fast, if he starts off fast, it might end fast. To defeat a guy like this, you're going to need some good head movement, but you're also going to need a jab and a lot more other things. I think the come forward style of just trying to trade punches with a guy like Abdullah Mason will play into his hands. You can't really have an advantage like that, especially when you don't have a jab. So Abdullah Mason will throw that right hook, that straight left, and he's really not going to try to rely on a whole bunch of punches to try to get him over the hump. If he only needs a couple of punches to try to get him through the match, he's not going to try to just throw the kitchen sink at somebody like LeBron. He's going to be patient. He will go to the inside. He will throw some hooks to the body. If LeBron wants to go to the body, Abdullah Mason will go to the body. But he'll also show you a lot more as far as with that jab. And it might be to the point where he won't even try to rely on just throwing hooks, going hook for hook with LeBron. He'll probably just rely on that jab, catch him with the uppercut. And when he's ready to get LeBron up out of there and break him down and see where his weakness is, he'll take advantage. And I think the weakness is letting LeBron kind of chase and fall into something. He'll fall into a trap. I think Abdullah Mason gonna leave a lot of traps out there, and then it's gonna get to a point where LeBron will get hurt or he'll start breaking down throughout the fight, and Abdullah Mason will start to come forward. And when he starts to come forward, it's gonna be lights out. This is going to be an excellent fight, I'm telling you. It's going to be action-packed. This is going to be one of the best fights on the card. Abdullah Mason he's a showstopper, man. He's a real deal. He's one of the best talents in America, in the world. He's one of the best talents in the world right now. He's one of the best fighters in the world. I think a lot of people are starting to realize how good he is now, but he's at a whole nother level when it comes to certain things he can do in the gym and in the ring. And a lot of guys just can't keep up with it. And with LeBron, he's going to have to be the best version of himself if he wants to even complete this fight, because the style he has he wants to try to end the fight early, or he wants to try to pressure guys. He's somewhat of a pressure fighter. And Abdullah Mason, he can do it all. He can pressure, fight off the back foot, front foot. He can just outbox you. He can brawl, whatever you need to do. Whatever you fight, he feels like he wants to do that night, and he's comfortable doing, that's what he's going to do. I feel like I would say it could be a decision. I don't want to sit up here and say, like, Abdullah Mason's going to just try to be a knockout artist, but, man, it will lead to a knockout. He can be a knockout artist if he wants to. But he's a boxer, puncher, and it's it's gonna be a short night. I think that he's gonna fall into a trap, and I think LeBron's gonna end up possibly getting knocked out around the 6th round. I think it's gonna be a short night. I think Abdullah Mason has enough in the tank to where the stamina won't be a problem and the punch output won't be a problem. So I definitely got a 6th round knockout for Abdullah Mason. But with LeBron, if he can go in there and kind of be tough for the first 3 or 4 rounds, he can extend this fight. But if he wants to be pressuring hard to the point where he's trying to save himself from getting stopped early, it could lead to more damage faster than what he's actually looking for. And I feel like this is going to be an excellent fight. I think Abdullah Mason is going to do a lot in this fight. He does an excellent job overall, but this fight is going to be a very good showcase. I think it'll be a 6th round knockout. And that's all I got. Like and subscribe.